Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight I am with Where Are You Aaron and Let 'em Peek in a double feature episode in the Udachi. So hopefully you guys are ready for some super sneaky ninja strats. We about to get out here and do things. So, first matchup we're going to be on Neighbors, and this game is going to be a really fun one. It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to get real close and tight at the end. And most notably, for any match that has me, Peek, and Aaron in it, Peek is going to die. Because, you know, it's the most fun videos, let's be real. If Peek is just out there deleting everything, it's just not as much fun from my side of the perspective. Anyway, we love Peek. Everybody does. Dude's an absolute monster. Everybody knows it. But in this one, he's going to get absolutely smashed. And it's not even really his fault. So keep that in mind. Just unfortunate circumstances. But we're going to push up. We're going to go into C right off the bat. We've got Aaron in the Cleveland to my right. I believe we've got Peek in the Iowa behind me. And he's going to push up towards mid, and that's going to be ultimately his undoing. There are 3 destroyers in this match, and at least 2 of them, and a cruiser, are going to cross-torp the ever-living crap out of Peek. So not a whole lot he could do about it, honestly. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But we're pushing into C. We're going to swing around the outside of C and come around the island here so that I can spot for my team. This is something a lot of destroyer players just don't do, okay? You can do the right things and capture bases and still screw your team over by not spotting for them. So it's always best to use your amazing concealment, at least early, to spot the enemy. Now obviously somebody's spotting the Atago on the enemy team, and it wasn't us. But now we are maintaining those spots, and we're going to go ahead and launch torps in the direction of this Atago, assuming that he's going to speed up and try to get behind this island for cover with Peek right there getting ready to torp him. Now I potatoed out of the cap here, I'm not going to lie, this was not an intentional leaving of the cap. However, it's going to work out in my favor because we're about to find out that not only is the Atago here, but he also has a destroyer as a escort. So we are going to be getting away from that, and unfortunately, Atago manages to find the one gap in between the torpedoes. It's unfortunate, but it happens. And for a split second, we had the Akatsuki spotted. Atago goes down, Peek manages to get first blood here, but unfortunately, Peek is about to have a bad day. Remember, you know, it's just, there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes the enemy does the exact right thing to counter you, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Peek is up next to an island, so he can't turn one way, so they absolutely just completely inundated him with torps. And like Peek said, that's a lot of torpedoes. Yeah, that's a lot of torpedoes. An Atago gets, what, 4 torps per side. The Akatsuki gets 9 torpedoes. And the other destroyer, which I think was a Le Fantasque, I think it's, 8 torpedoes? I can't remember. But anyway, we send torps into that smoke screen trying to knock out that Akatsuki. He's firing his guns. You can see him firing his guns from the smoke. So this is pretty much as close to a guaranteed kill as you're ever going to get. It's very easy to catch people slipping in a smoke screen. And sure enough, 1 torp is all it takes. Down he goes. Now my teammates have moved into Charlie, even though Peek is not long for this world. My teammates have moved into Charlie. They are going to be able to capture the base. And so I am going to make the choice to come around the island and attack the Jean Bart. Jean Bart, everybody knows, can be very difficult to take out while it's bow tanking. So, who better to get rid of a Jean Bart than a Udachi at 5.7 kilometers while he just started reversing? So yeah, we get a good opportunity to take this man out, we're going to take it. 80 knot screamer torps from 5.7 while he's reversing, just not going to be able to dodge. There's nothing he can do about it. By the time he sees these torps, he's a dead man. So yeah, we already call out Jean Bart is dead. That's going to allow my teammates to focus other people, and even though it's just our division focusing other people, the friendlies are still shooting at him. He goes down, 3 torpedoes, 3 floods, 1 kill. We're at 43,000 damage already with 2 kills. Our team is still capturing Charlie. I'm going to move up. There is a second destroyer in the area that is most notably the Le Fantasque and the oh, what's the other one? I forget. There was two of them. A Kagura. Or no, it's another Udachi. It's a Udachi and a Le Fantasque. The Le Fantasque was the one that was at Alpha, so it was actually the Udachi that helped cross Torp Peak earlier. So we're going to push out here. You can see the Torps coming across the bow right now. So we know that he's out to my right somewhere. Now, I thought he was a little further to the front of me. Turns out he's not. He's actually on the outside of that little island to my right, and he's coming back, I believe, to try to get rid of this. Is it a King George right next to me? I think it's a King George. But anyway, the guy that's next to me, Vanguard, King George, one or the other, manages to get himself torped into oblivion the first time, and I think he's actually going to get hit again here with the reload booster. As you can see, those torps coming in once again from that Udachi. Now, Richelieu, once again, he's heading in our direction. I want to wait. I launched the first set of torps, and it looks like he's starting to turn, so I'm holding the second set. I don't have my reload booster anymore. We used it to get rid of that Jean Bart, remember? So we have to play very, very smart here. And so he's turned in. He is now going straight. We've got torps coming in from a destroyer in mid who just got taken out by the New Orleans on the enemy team. And you can see that we are now at a significant disadvantage in terms of ships. We are 3 versus 5. However, Akatsuki on his way out the door manages to take the Richelieu with him with a very good torp salvo. So Richelieu goes down. And that leaves us a 3 versus 4. And then our battleship manages, or I say our battleship, we don't have a battleship. Somebody managed to take out the New Orleans, which was huge. And that allows it to be a 3v3. So just like that, in the like span of 10 seconds, our team has rebuilt the, or rebalanced the game. However, I knew that they were going to be going for Bravo. We need to keep these caps if we are going to win this match. However, you know there's a Le Fantasque out there. I cannot win a gunfight with a Le Fantasque. I can't. So I have to torp it. Now, the good thing that I have in my favor is that I have ridiculous concealment. The battleship is no concern to me. That battleship is so far out of play, he is absolutely useless, with the exception of being able to shoot my cruiser that's over here that's run into an island. Nothing I can do about that. So I am instead going to try to defend this cap, or at least contest it in the near future. It looks like 2 people are in this cap. It's going very, very quickly, so they are going to get this cap. But any moment, I'm going to be able to spot at least one of them. One of them I have a cap or a concealment advantage on. One of them I might be tied. Okay, very few people have a better concealment than 4.5 kilometers. Very few, and so I pretty much go into these situations knowing that I'm going to outspot everybody. And sure enough, we get the Le Fantasque spotted, or sorry, Le Terrible spotted early. Wait for it. There he is. Le Terrible spotted. He's not 100% health. I could potentially win a gunfight with him, but I don't want to give him that option. So he's coming at me. He's right on the edge of my detection at 4.5 kilometers. We've already launched the torpedoes, which is the thing that he's not going to see until it's too late. Because I launched him before he even knew I existed, he's not going to be able to turn and avoid these, and down he goes. Huge advantage. This is why I always go with concealment builds, guys. It doesn't always work out for you, but a lot of times that's, it's not even a full second a lot of times where you get a full second of awareness that the other person exists before they get to see you. And by the time they see you with 80-knot torpedoes, I mean, it's really difficult to account for those torpedoes. Now, we go back in knowing that it's a Udachi out here. I have no problems engaging in a gunfight with a Udachi. We're both full health. He's shooting AP at me, which isn't a bad play. A lot of people discount destroyer shooting AP, but if I'm sailing broadside like I am, look how much damage he just did. Like, it's no joke. The AP does work. However, when you're going to be dipping in and out, having the ability to just hit every shell and do damage is huge, which is why I always go with the HE in my destroyers, because people are going to try to avoid getting hit. AP can ricochet and shatter. HE generally doesn't against destroyers. So that's why I keep the HE loaded. And he gets another very good salvo into me with the AP. We get a good shot on him. We break his engine, and he's not long for this world. That shot there was a bad shot. I don't know exactly what I did wrong. I kind of like clutched the controller a little too hard, maybe getting too sweaty. But yeah, this one, a lot better. And down he goes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. It was a pretty solid performance. Not the highest damage game in the world. It was right at 57,000 damage, 5 torp hits, 4 kills, top of the leaderboard, 2,400 base. Aaron coming in second on the team. Peak, even though he died early, still came in top 5. So you can't really fault him. He was actually useful, even though he died pretty early. This one is going to be the opposite. This one is going to be an absolute clinic on Destroyer. Okay? I used to say that I'm a crap destroyer captain. Sorry, hopefully you guys didn't hear that. I had to sneeze. But I used to say I was an absolute crap destroyer player. I now consider myself adequate. And some might say that I'm slightly better than adequate. But I don't have the confidence in myself to always win every engagement. So that's why I say I'm adequate. Okay, I still make some boneheaded plays in my destroyers. A lot of time I do that because of my concealment. I have such good concealment a lot of times, especially in my Japanese destroyers like my Shima, my Kagero, my Udachi, that I put myself into some really tight locations, and when you do that and somebody makes the right play and just happens to turn towards you, you're gonna be bad way, like real quick. So that's one of the things that I gotta learn, is try not to get myself into those situations as often. But this is one of those games where I pretty much do everything right, and it's gonna pay off for the team in a big way, and it's gonna pay off for me at the end of the match as well. You'll see. But we got Aaron in the Balti, we got Peak in the Iowa. So we're gonna try to win this side. Now Balti is gonna push around the outside. I have no issue with that whatsoever. Getting a cruiser to secure that flank is huge. And the fact that it's a Balti means we're going to have some pretty easy kills out there. Like, if there's any cruiser out there, the Balti can just rush it and kill it. Like, it's not even a contest. But we key on the fact that their Massachusetts is running away. Why would you run away? Well, there's a good chance that you're not confident in the people that you are spawned with. And now I start to see why. Now, their Suzuya is actually making a pretty good play here. He is coming over here and trying to get behind the islands. And I am charging towards the gap in the islands over here. And I'm trying to spot the destroyer that would spawn here. Now, we know that the Akazuki is spawned in mid at B. And so I am anticipating running into either another Akazuki or a Kagero. There are 2 Akazukis and 1 Kagero in this match. And sure enough, they fall right into my trap. Hello, Kagero. How you doing? We're going to go ahead and drop the torps. Again, a split second is all you get in the detection range. So, split second away. We did shoot AP this time because didn't realize I had AP loaded. I was shooting at a broadside cruiser in the last match that I played with this, so that's why I had the AP loaded. And I did really, really decent damage. But torps out. Kagero not able to avoid them. Sails right into them. And that is something that happens a lot. Now, I go ahead and turn back in towards the guy that I just killed. A, to maintain my spot in the cap, and B, to keep us able to shoot the, or able to dodge any torpedoes that the guy may have sent at us. Because he's likely to send them on a line towards us, our last node. So if I double back and go towards, there's a good chance that he doesn't. Now, I have been caught many a times doing this. There are some people that are either the absolute gods of torpedoes who know that that's the move that I'm going to make and have caught me, or they are the worst torpedo captains in the world, and they launch them on an intercept course that would never hit unless I do exactly what I do and I come back into them. And those are the ones that usually kill me. I normally don't get torped in a destroyer, but there are times that I do, and the times that I do are those people that just send those torpedoes on a course that make absolutely no sense. Like, I was last spotted over here. You would think he would launch in this direction, so I doubled back and no, he had actually torped back. It is just Either they're gods or they're the dumbest people on the planet. I can't figure out which. But we managed to capture Charlie. Our guys managed to get rid of their Akazuki in the middle. Huge play. Like, getting rid of 2 destroyers in the first 2 minutes of the match. Absolutely ridiculous. Shouldn't happen, but when it does, huge advantage to your team. We get Charlie. I can't worry about the Suzuya, okay? The Suzuya, we have a Balti over there. We have a battleship behind us and an Iowa. They should be able to deal with the Suzuya. I am going to push up, try to get some torps on this Massachusetts, who is encroaching on the Bravo cap. And our guys just managed to capture Bravo. Now, I don't have the best torpedo angle here because he's going to be able to get behind that island. I should have shot these torpedoes sooner, and I would have gotten a better result. However, I wait a little too long trying to get that perfect angle, and he starts speeding up, and you can see pretty quickly my odds of hitting him diminish greatly. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I take the shot. He could do anything in between here and now. Is he going to turn into the island and cause me to miss him? Is he going to turn out and slow himself down and cause these torpedoes to catch up to him? We don't know. We can't see what he's doing. But we've got torps in the area, so if he does make a mistake, we can capitalize on it. And it's the same thing as battleships when you're shooting. And I got a lot of flack for this in the comments down below. I say a lot. It was actually one guy. There's always one troll. And that's something I need to tell you guys as well. If you see a troll down in the comments, just ignore them. There's always at least one troll down there. Just leave them alone. The guy straight up has a tinfoil hat on saying that everybody's RNG is better when they pay to play the game, which is dumb as crap. Anybody knows it. But he's clearly off his rocker. Anyway, like I said, if you see the trolls, don't feed the trolls, okay? We get a couple torp hits. I believe at least one torp hit on the Massachusetts. May have been 2. And he is immediately dealt with. So I am sailing back in. We've got an Alaska out here on the right. Now, I'm not going to lie. We were streaming in this, or at least I say Peak was streaming in this. And the guy behind me, I guess, was watching the stream. And I'm glad that our party audio was not included because Peak was having some technical difficulties. But I will say this. If you are in a destroyer and you intend on firing your fucking guns, stay the fuck away from me. Okay? Just straight up. I censored myself for you guys. I want to try to keep the main videos that we do, the after-action commentary, as family-friendly as possible, even though I know the live commentary is the opposite of family-friendly. But this kind of stuff screws me so bad. First of all, you're completely ineffective to the team. You're chasing the same people that I'm chasing. And then you're doing worse than that. You're firing your guns, allowing yourself to be detected as a Kagero, and everybody immediately takes evasive action. Okay? So now, everybody that I just torped at, the Alaska in particular, completely changes course and gets away from my torpedoes, even though they knew nothing about me existing. Had no idea that I even existed. But because you're firing your guns, like, you're just telling them, hey, there might be torpedoes on the way. You better take some change. So just stay away from me. There's an entire ocean of bad guys out here to shoot at. You could shoot at any one of them. Why sail up my backside and start shooting at the guy that I'm torping? It makes no sense. So keep that in mind. Now that my angry Spartan rant is over, let's get back into it. We once again launched some torpedoes at the Alaska. We are making our way over here to Albemarle territory, and this is a little brown pants moment because Albemarle is a radar cruiser, and I am very, very close. Plus, the Alaska is a radar cruiser. One of them just radared me. You knew it was coming, and fortunately for me, Peak doesn't miss. Peak absolutely drops the bomb from downtown and absolutely dev strikes the Albemarle. Now, the good news is that it was the Alaska that actually had his radar going, and we are outside of radar range, and his radar is no longer spotting us. And he took a torpedo on top of that. So we're sitting at 56,000 damage, but I'm keeping the pressure on. And I think it was at this point in the thing, somebody got into the chat on Peak Stream and said, hey, dude, just back off a little bit of Spartan. Let him maneuver, please. And I appreciate it, because he does exactly that. He goes out and goes to take on the Alaska while I get in here and try to play super sneaky ninja strats. My entire game plan revolves around people not knowing I exist, okay? If I get detected like that, or if people see you shooting at them, it completely throws off my game plan. And you saw with the first salvo, the guy turned completely 180 degrees on himself to try to avoid my torpedoes that he didn't even know existed. But because Kagero got spotted, he was able to dodge those torpedoes easily. Now we've got Vanguard here, nose in. I believe Vanguard is actually Joseph Starvin, who actually watches the channel, and I know watches a couple other channels that we play with, like Hive and Peak and them. So pretty cool to get into a match with him. But unfortunately, he's going to have a bad time because super sneaky ninja strats and 80-knot torpedoes that do a lot of damage don't care that he watches my stream or watches my channel. They're just nasty. We've got Key out here, absolutely begging for it. But we get 1 torpedo and a flood on Vanguard and 2 torpedoes and 2 floods. So a good solid strike on that guy who was bow tanking us. It's not a very good torp angle opportunity, but we managed to connect with 2 of them. And now we're trying to do the same thing to this Key. And fortunately for us, the Key is going to sail right into this mess, and you can see there's very little opportunity for him to get out of the way. We get 1. Are we going to get a second? Yes, we are, and down he goes, giving us our 2nd kill of the game. Now, our Kagero and the Alaska out there in an epic battle. Kagero actually gets the suicide torps off on Alaska, takes him down, and the Alaska actually rams the Kagero, which was kind of hilarious, not going to lie. But they cancel each other out, and that leaves a Akazuki and a Vanguard versus me and my Udachi and Peak and Aaron. And then the rest of the team, I don't know what they're doing. But I am in front row center, and I have no issues here. The Akazuki is scary, but keep in mind that they can't kill you in 1 salvo, okay? You don't need to freak out. So we get the spotting advantage. We go ahead, we launch a little behind in case he slows down, and then we launch a little out in front here to try to catch him in case he speeds up. He does turn in, he does speed up, and now we drop our smoke and turn out. Notice he only took like 1,000 hit points off of us, and that is a beautiful salvo of torpedoes that he cannot avoid. He can't. He was trapped between the island and me. There was really nothing he could do other than maybe turn in and bow tank me, but he was never going to get away from those 2nd set of torpedoes. And that is what I try to get across to people. There's so many destroyer players that play really poorly when they get engaged. You've got to anticipate when you're going to get engaged. You've got to make sure that when you do get engaged, you know you're not going to just die in 1 set. Like, they're not going to shoot you in 1 salvo and kill you unless, of course, it's a battleship with HE load. It's just not going to happen most of the time. So don't lose your head, keep your focus, and get ready. Now, we're waiting for our torpedoes. We've got about 20 seconds. We know that the Vanguard's pushing out, so we're trying to use the island to stay unspotted as long as we can so that he has committed to this gap. And look how long we can stay unspotted. Now, he just spots us as his superstructure comes out from behind that island. We weren't quite able to stay, but we were able to keep it long enough for us to get our torpedoes out. And there's nothing a Vanguard can do at 4 kilometers to avoid 80-knot torpedoes. Just nothing you can do. So, Joseph Starvin, GG, good night sunshine, go back to port. First salvo arrives, and down he goes, giving us our high caliber. We got a dev strike, we got a high cal, we got pretty much everything in this match, and it was a beautiful match. 147,000 damage, 11 torpedo hits, 2 gun hits, 4 kills, 10 floods, high caliber, Confederate, dev strike, and I believe first blood. So if you like what we're doing, punch the like button. 3,500 base XP though, look at that shit. So if you like what we're doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.